So if you're watching this video, you are probably wondering if you should either stay on iOS, stay on Android, or move to iOS and move to Android. So hopefully this video is for you. Hopefully you won't get too confused by watching this video, and hopefully I can help some of you guys out. Now, my background in iOS has been about 10 years if you count iPhone only. But if you count iPod Touch, which is also running iOS, then my background is about 12 years total on iOS. So it's safe to say that I've been around the block a few times for 12 years. In fact, it wasn't until 3 months ago that I got my first true Android phone, which was the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Now, I say my first true Android phone is because I owned Android phones in the past, but I've never kept them longer than 2 weeks because I just hated them. They were just really bad. It wasn't Android that was bad. It was just the Samsung skin, which was TouchWiz. TouchWiz was garbage. In fact, many Android users agree with me that TouchWiz was just complete trash. So that's what really kind of made me sell or give away those phones, and I just went back to iPhone. So 3 months ago, got the Galaxy S10 Plus. I loved it. It's running Samsung's new One UI, and I honestly have never seen that phone lag at all, not even a hiccup. It really just blew my mind on how fluid of an experience it was. In fact, my iPhone that I have here, where is it? My iPhone that I have here actually lags and hiccups way more than even my $400 Pixel 3a. Not kidding. So that kind of spoiled it for you guys, because I was going to say after my S10 Plus, Google sent me a free review unit, gift from Google of the Pixel 3a. Completely fell in love with it. And then about a month later, or about 2-3 weeks later, I got the OnePlus 7 Pro. So within a span of 3 months, I've pretty much tried 3 different operating systems of Android. I've tried stock Android, I've tried One UI, and then I tried Oxygen OS. Oxygen OS being my ultimate favorite. I mean, that thing is crazy quick. So during my little Android journey, I've got a ton, like hundreds, literally hundreds of questions ask me like, hey Mark, I'm on iOS right now. Should I switch to Android? I mean, you did it, so why can't I? You know, like, what's your trick? How do you do it? You know? And then I've also surprisingly had a lot of Android users ask me, hey, should I switch to iOS? Which kind of shocked me because, you know, but I'll get to that later on. So this is pretty much why I'm making this video, just kind of to help those people out. Instead of just writing them individually one by one, which takes a long time, I'm just gonna do this video. And the answer to it is much more simple than you would think. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it within 2 seconds, within 1 second preferably, but I'll give you guys a second leeway. Don't think about it. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind right whenever you hear the question. So the question is, do you care about being free, and do you care about customization? See, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Now, yeah, I get it. Android is much more than just being able to customize your icons. It's, you know, you can download APKs, you can download literally anything you want. It's pretty much like having a desktop inside your pocket. But mainly, I'm not talking about the hardcore fanboys, hardcore users, tech geeks out there. They're going to use their Android phones way to a higher level than anyone else, obviously. This video is meant for just the average person. So the average person isn't really going to use an Android phone to its full capabilities other than just customizing it. So that's why I'm talking about customization. So whatever your answer was, that ultimately is the deciding factor if you should switch. So in other words, if you own an Android phone and you don't really do much with it, in other words, if you just, you unboxed it, you turned it on, and that's how you use it, you might as well get an iPhone because that's pretty much how you're using your Android phone. But on the other hand, if you own an iPhone and you're tired of Apple telling you how you should be able to use your phone, then yeah, Android is definitely your best friend. I can change anything I want on my Android phone. I can change the way the clock works. What does that even mean? I can change the way the clock looks, I meant to say. I can change my lock screen shortcuts. Maybe I don't want flashlight to be there. Maybe I want Facebook to be my lock screen shortcut, you know? I can change the icon sizes. I can put icons where I want. I can change the text under the icons. I can change the color. I can change the font. I can change the look of the icon itself. Anything I want. I can change if I want to have the Wi-Fi symbol on the notification sheet or notification bar. There's so much. I can make my Android look like an iPhone if I wanted to. But the question is, are you, the normal average person, going to do that? Do you care about that kind of stuff? If you don't, well, you just answered it. You might as well go on iPhone. Meanwhile, if you're using iPhone right now and all that stuff sounds cool, maybe you're tired of having, maybe you're tired of having a cool background. I mean, this background's not pretty cool, but imagine if this was a cool background, you wouldn't really be able to see it because of all the damn icons blocking your entire view, right? If you're tired of that stuff, then yeah, you definitely switch to Android. I mean, for example, look at this background. Let's see if my camera will focus on it. There, see? Nice, beautiful mountains. I only have 2 rows of icons on the very bottom. I can see my background 100%. On the second page, I can also see my background 100%. I got 2 rows up top and I got 2 rows on the bottom, leaving the entire middle pretty much exposed to the background, but the icons are also much smaller. Look how big the icons are on iPhone and look how small they are on the Pixel. Well, I mean, that's because I made them that small, but that's the point. I can do whatever I want with Android. But see, it's kind of a double-edged sword. iOS, in my opinion, is the world's most boring operating system ever. But since I have to be unbiased, well, I mean, I don't have to be, but I want to be. So since I want to be unbiased, I have to name the upsides to having iOS. iOS just works. iOS works with all your devices in perfect harmony. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to change any setting. You don't need to turn anything on. You don't need to go into the settings to nothing. You literally just turn it on and it works. You can have an iPhone, right? The next day you can have a MacBook, right? You go and buy a MacBook. You come home, you turn the MacBook on, guess what? Now your MacBook is literally everything your iPhone is, right? Everything, all your contacts, all your details, everything is now on your MacBook without doing anything at all. If I want to send a video or a picture, I can use AirDrop. And AirDrop works without Wi-Fi. AirDrop works without cell service. It doesn't matter. You don't need that. All you need is Bluetooth on device number 1. And you need Bluetooth on device number 2. Boom, you can send high quality 4K 60 video. No matter what it is, you can do it. I can start a conversation on my iPhone. I can put my iPhone down to charge. I can pick that conversation up using an Apple Watch, and then I can continue it on my iPad. I can continue it on the iPod Touch that I don't have, and then I can continue it on my MacBook Pro or iMac. Everything. It just works together in perfect harmony. Again, are there workarounds to Android to make it work? Yes, there are, but it's not anywhere going to be as fluid as iOS, and that's just a fact. I've tried many applications for AirDrop on Android. None of them worked as well as the actual AirDrop application for iOS. Another cool thing is continuity. I can open up a Safari web page on my iPhone, and then I'm like, I'm getting tired looking at this 6.1 inch screen, right? As the page is open, if I look to my iMac, I have a little icon. I just click on it, boom. Whatever kind of web page was on my iPhone is now on my 27-inch 5K display, a foot away from my, well, not a foot, but like 2 feet away from my, I think that's 3 feet, to be honest. Yeah, 3 feet away from my face. Again, I don't need to download anything, it just works. But again, for me, iOS is super boring. That's what it really comes down to. If iOS let you at least customize something, then it would be a little more interesting in my opinion. So for example, I'm watching a YouTube video, right? Let's say my friend texts me, or maybe I want to check Gmail or something, right? I swipe up, boom, that video is now playing in the corner, right? So I can continue doing whatever I want on my phone, on my Pixel, and I can continue watching the video. I can hear the video, but my volume's down right now. In other words, I can do whatever I want and still watch YouTube. Then to go into the video, I just click right here, boom, and it goes back to YouTube. Again, this is $400. Keep this in mind. Now this is $750, but it works the same way as the most expensive iPhone ever. But still, let's say it's $750. I'm not even going to compare the Pixel to the XS or XS Max. So I am watching YouTube. I go home. Nothing. I can still hear the video, but I can't watch it. Why? Why can't I watch it? That is the dumbest thing in existence to phones. Why can't I watch Apple? Why can't you do it? So now I hear a video, but I can't watch it, which is stupid. It's pretty much a podcast now, which is stupid because I want to watch this video. You know what I'm saying? So it's little stuff like that that makes no sense. And it's not like this isn't possible. There is a jailbreak out there that allows picture-in-picture. So it's possible, but Apple just doesn't care because Apple is Apple. So each operating system has its ups and downs. Android is not as fluid as iOS, and it never will be, let's be honest, because Android has to worry about hundreds and hundreds of different kinds of phones, and Apple just needs to worry about three models, I guess. Well, no, technically much more than that, but you guys know what I'm saying. They only got to worry about iPhone. So Android is not as fluid, but definitely it's like a gaming computer. It's just much more capable of doing what you want it to do. Meanwhile, iOS is literally the exact opposite. It works very smooth. It's like getting a hot knife through butter. It's just it just works. It just works. That's literally the motto. It just works. But it doesn't work how you want it to work. It works how Apple wants it to work. You see what I'm saying? So here's my thing. I guess here's the answer. If you use your Android device without doing much of anything, you might as well get an iPhone. I mean, what's the point of owning an Android device if you're not going to use it how it's really meant to be used? Meanwhile, if you own an iPhone and you're tired of being limited by a lot, then and if you don't mind about Android not being as smooth or as fluid or as stuff working together perfectly, then Android is the best. Again, this Pixel is $400, and I've never had more fun on a phone than this one right here. This phone still today is my favorite phone that I've used. $400. And it even has a better screen than the $750 iPhone. If you still didn't reach your result, my DMs are open. You can DM me either on Twitter or on Instagram. Be sure to follow me. And hopefully I can help you change your mind or maybe figure something out. I've helped a lot of people either stay, and I've helped a lot of people switch. And hopefully they don't hate me. So hopefully I can help you too. This was Mark from Mark's Tech, and I'm out. I gotta go to work in 2 hours. Fun times, fun times.